If util is nerfed across the board, what do you want to see happen to duelists? The duelists, I think they could be left the same. I mean, duelists are never an issue. They're not like too OP or too like weak. They're like they're in a good spot. But it's just right now there's a lot of utility, so you don't have the capabilities to play double duelists as well as you could. What if all utility was no longer rechargeable? I thought about that before. I have thought about this possibility before in Valorant for non-rechargeable utility, but there'd be some issue. Oh, first off, I think the game would become extremely gun-based. It would become maybe too gun-based for a lot of people. And one thing that would probably happen, like my prediction, there wouldn't be enough utility to push off a lot of these characters with 3 getaway abilities. Or example, if you're playing attack side and you're playing against a double op composition, you won't have enough utility to push off the double ops. And especially if it's like, dude, if you're playing against like Chamber, Jet, Yoru, and they're opping, you will get killed and they'll just get out for free every time. Because even if you dump your kit on them, you won't have your kit to use them, use on site. So it is like, I wouldn't really suggest it, but it would make the game really gun-based. I do think that Valorant should be in a good, happy medium between ability usage and gunplay, and not just spec'd into one or the other. If all util gets nerfed except for duelists, wouldn't they power creep like even Phoenix would become OP? Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. It would be if there wasn't rechargeable utility. There's a lot of instances where these non-punishable characters would become really frustrating to play against. Like characters like ISO would become more frustrating to play against. Characters like Jet, Phoenix not really. Reyna, Yoru, like these Chamber, I think these characters right here would be like the biggest criminals for making the player base upset, but I don't know. If I had to prefer one or the other, I would prefer maybe way too little util compared to too much util. That is my personal preference. I do think that like both of them are bad in their own rights, but if I had to pick one or the other, too much util or too little util, I'd pick too little, because then I just get to take more gunfights and it's more fun. One thing they can do though, if like let's say util was too strong, rather than just removing rechargeables, if they just increased the amount of rechargeables, or like the cooldown timer, so like adding 20 seconds on each ability, that's pretty huge. And that would make it feel like abilities are a lot more impactful to like get out. Like for an example of a breach stuns, and instead of it being on a 40-second CD, it's on a minute CD, you're gonna feel like, oh my god, we got the breach stun out. Now we have a shit ton of time to work with, and we're able to like tactically play rounds better. I mean, that's what I personally thought they should have done with Teo instead of removing the recharge altogether. I think they should have just made it so, what was it called? The recharge was really long.